Hey, what is good? Hope you're doing well. The last deck list video did alright, and that was the 5 colour room deck. So I thought I'd do another one on my deck list, and I feel like now is a really good time to go over my zombie deck list. Especially with Innastrad just coming out, and you get stuff in there like Necro Duality and some really nice zombie cards. Then with Aetherdrift, there is some really nice zombie stuff coming out, including a really nice commander deck. So I feel like now good time to go over it. So the commander for this deck is wilhelt, but because it's a Dimir deck, this is very interchangeable. So at any point, I could either go wilhelt, Grim, Scarab God, or Geezer and Growth. These three are always in the 99, and then I'll run this, or you can alternate. Any commander works for this deck. It's just a typical zombie tribal, do what you want sort of deck. So they're the 4 possible commanders. Wilhelt's normally the one I stick with. So, firstly, we'll go over. I always forget how many creatures there are in this deck. This is definitely an old deck for me, and one of my first decks I built. So, it's got some nice old stuff in there, like the original War of the Spark Liliana. That's the only Planeswalker running the deck. So, you got Death Baron, great card. Gravespawn Sovereign, Gravedigger, Overseer of the Damned's a nice card. Species Specialist. Poppet Stitch, I was so happy when I pulled that. Really nice card. I'm trying to slowly foil out and bling out this deck. Digraph Captain, great card. Undead Alchemist, another great card. Eternal Skylord, not so much fussed about the mass, but giving all the zombie tokens flying is really nice. Geezer, doesn't do much for the deck, but obviously I've got all the Geezer and Growths in here, because you might as well. Speaking of Growth. If I'm saying that right, I do apologise for butchering his name. Loyal Subordinate, I do really like Lieutenant as mechanic, so we got that in there. Lord of the Accursed, you do want a nice amount of Lords in here. And Growth, absolutely love this one. Once again, really happy when I pulled that. Visor the Scorpion, once again, like I said, a mass isn't a big thing for the deck, it's just the bottom part, like giving my zombie tokens Death Touch is really nice. Once again, just nice. Card, you get mana, you get card draw. Don't worry about sacking zombies, especially if they come out decayed. Lich Knight's nice, especially if you can get that kicker off late game. Zombie tokens have Hexproof and Menace. Awesome card. Gleaming Overseas, great. Tree Perdition doesn't do much in the deck, it's just funny. I just like being able to give someone, like, tap it and make their life total 13. I just think it's a funny card. Custodial Lich, great card. Brings Monarch into the game, which is always fun. Growth again. Even go Runebinder. Relentless Dead. And then Army of the Damned. The reason I've put that with the creatures, this is the reason when I first had these, why I built the deck. I pulled one, traded one, and I was like, right, I need to do zombies. And Relentless Dead is easily my favourite card in this deck, just for nostalgia, and it's what made me want a zombie deck. Tainted Adversary. Jadar, which is always nice. To sack zombies, then make sure you get one back at an end step. Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Gary, you've always got to have him in a deck that runs a lot of Black Devotion. Most recent addition to the deck, Zerashur Lich Lord. Always nice casting stuff in the graveyard. Plague Belch is nice. Aria, same thing. It drains and you can draw cards. Feral Ghoul is just really fun. Either slide Feral Ghoul is nice. Flashback Marauder, nice zombie staple. Shepherd of Rot puts a lot of work in this deck, especially if you've done Army of the Damned. Drought Necromancer, nice card. There's a little snow theme to the deck, it's only tiny, there's not much. So we got sorceries, instants. Yeah, let's go through. So we got the sorceries, really Empty the Pits, awesome card. Love it. Infernal Grasp. Rise the Dreadman, love foretelling this. Lively Dirge. I do really like the spree cards. This was an easy addition to the deck. Diabolic Intent. Ruinous Path, just one of the cards that's always been in the deck. Finale of Eternity. Blood in the Snow, great card. This is why I've put a little snow sub-theme in the deck. We'll call this Chant. Dreadhorde Invasion. Necro Duality, I was so happy when I pulled that. Oh, it's such a good card in this deck. Liliana's Mastery. Rooftop Storm, absolute zombie staple. Love that card. Tortured Existence. Cerament Calls the Dead, and Vault 12, the Necropolis. Really nice card. I feel like I've said with my decks before, they're not always the most powerful and not always the most optimised. There's other zombies you can put in here, there's other stuff you can do in here. This is just a deck I have fun with and like playing. Cryptic Gateway, really easy way to cheat zombies in. Grimoire of the Dead, I've actually never pulled off the second ability. I just never have it. It's always just hated out of the game before I ever get a chance to. Wand of Orcus. Whip of Erebos, really nice version of that. That was a really nice trade. Can't remember what I traded for it, but I was very happy with it. Urza's Incubator, I got lucky and pulled this at pre-release. Really nice. Transmigrant Alder. Transmigrant? You will have cards you can't pronounce, which, Joe, on camera, hearing it back sucks. In a Commander game is even worse because you have 3 players just staring at you like, what? You just put the card down and go, this one, I can't pronounce it. Soul Ring. So, going over the lands. It's just typical Dimir lands. There's nothing insane in here as far as lands go. I don't think I've got fetches or shocks in here. We got 1 snow card, and then we just go to a load of snow basics. Because like I said, there's a snow sub-theme to the deck. Well, there used to be a bit more sub-theme, but I took some of the stuff out. And then we just go to normal basics. Try to get the black and white ones. But that one is nice, the one with Liliana. Then the only other thing I recommend, obviously, a load of zombie tokens. Normal ones, you want an amass one, and you want some of the decayed ones. That is a card I keep in the back. One I can always slot in when I need to. This was one of the snow cards I added in. And Infernal Caretaker's a weird card. It is cool. I'll just keep them in the little back bit. So I do always recommend having a couple cards you can swap in if someone doesn't do what you want it to do. This deck is how I run it now, but with the Aetherdrift around the corner, there is some amazing zombie cards, reprints, and staples. Part of me really wants to buy the Zombie Commander deck, strip some of the zombie stuff out, and then turn that deck into a discard deck, because there's some stuff that I really want for this deck. So I'm really hyped for Aetherdrift for these upgrades. But yeah, you know the drill. Let me know if you like this. Likes, comments, subs are all really appreciated. This will be my second deck list. And like I've got tons. Like the way I have my decks is always a little bit unique. I do think I differ from other people every now and then with my deck list. Like just the only reason I'm going over that one, like I said, there's upgrades around the corner, and I'm literally off to Commander in a couple hours. So that's one of 4 decks I'll be taking. I've got my zombie deck, I've got my Secret Lair 20 Ways to Win, I've got my Infect upgraded precon, and I've got my Mothman precon. I will absolutely love to do a deck tech on Mothman. Mothman is insane. The 20 Ways to Win, I've stripped some of the win cons out, and it now feels like 14 ways to win, but it's now Shrine Tribal. And this is a really fun deck. So, like I said, I've got loads of decks. Always have fun playing them. We'll happily do deck techs on a lot of my decks. But yeah, like I said, likes, comments, subs, all appreciated. Let me know if you want to see more deck techs. Let me know what you think of my deck techs. Like, I'd love to know if you think this looks like a good deck. If you think, oh, I could do with some changes. You need to be running this, because I already know certain things. Like I know Arcane Signet in here, so I could do with the Signet, I could do with the Fetch, I could do with Shotlands. This deck does need some more love, which with Aetherdrift is definitely going to get that. But yeah, thanks for watching, appreciate it.